All right, back at you with another Goji. This is the Neca 2014 Godzilla. This is the reissue, the window box version. So I'm going to just start off by showing you the box. So right off the bat, it's a really nice box. Probably one of the nicest boxes out of all the Godzilla Neca figures. You have a nice shot of Goji 2014 right here with the halo jump going on around him. You have Godzilla Monsterverse and a picture of the Goji on the side. You have a little write-up on the back here and some pictures of the figure, which look really nice. Legendary logo on the bottom. You have the same picture from the front on the side as well. And then on the inside of the box, you have a very nice picture of the figure. And then you have a nice little diorama of the halo jump. I'm going to take that out for you, show you what it looks like. So there we could basically see we got a nice shot of the halo jump. And then we have basically San Francisco on fire. And that's just a cool little picture that it comes with. Just to give you an idea what that looks like. Now, there is certainly a lot to love about this figure, especially like the attention to detail. It's certainly one of the more screen accurate representations of the 2014 Godzilla out there. The regular Bandai was not. The Bandai Creations was very screen accurate, and you know that's what you had. You had Bandai Creations and Neca as far as screen accuracy. And this figure, I love Godzilla's skin and the texture and the detail in this figure. I love his dorsal plates. I love the 2014 dorsal plates. I love the spiky look. They continue with that almost to the tip of the tail, but not quite. But I really love these shorter, spikier dorsal plates from the 2014 Godzilla. Of course, this was the first Godzilla where you could clearly see his gills. And Neca does them quite nicely here. The eyes are just okay on this figure. They're kind of small. They're, nothing special there. They're painted... They're painted sufficiently. And the teeth, let's open his mouth. The teeth are fairly well done. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like the teeth. And the detail on the inside of his mouth, his tongue. It's a nice color. It's painted a nice color, the inside of his mouth. And his teeth are serviceable too. You could see that. They're detailed. They kind of look rough and rugged. They're definitely not bad. And I also love the armor on his chest. This is one of the first Godzillas where you could really has like pronounced armor on the front of his chest there. So Neca does a very good job with that. I like the color of this figure. I like it like it's almost like a black, it's like a dark gray with some olive green mixed in, which I think really helps to convey the look of the 2014 Godzilla. Yeah, the inside of the mouth, his tongue looks really good right here. Yeah, they did good painting on the inside of the mouth for this one. And of course, it's got Neca articulation. The legs move a bunch, the arms move, the head moves, the torso moves. The tail here is a bendy wire. It's not ball joints, except for where you put it in. But the rest of it is bendy wire. And like, I'm not really trying to bend it. I don't, because once you bend bendy wire, it never really stays the same. And I kind of like the look of it, exactly the way it came, brand new. So I'd like to keep it like that. I don't need to really bend his tail. But this is a quality figure. I don't know. In 2014, I guess my favorite three are the Bandai Creations, the SH Monster Arts, and this. Of course, the SH Monster Arts wasn't as screen accurate. I'll bring that out later to show you, but I happen to like that figure anyway. You know, it's Japan's representation of the American Godzilla, and it's still very cool anyway. But I think this gives you more of what we actually saw fighting the Mutos in the film. And this is, you know, this is the Godzilla design that started it all. It started the Monsterverse, this film. So it's certainly nice to have this toy. I'll put him in a couple different poses for you, just to show you what he could do. Yeah, you could basically turn his torso, turn his head, have him looking like kind of up and to the side here. You know, the articulation is a little stiffer than an SH Monster Arts on the Neca. So, you know, there's not much you could do with it as far as articulation. You could turn his head around, you know, several different positions. You can move the arms any which way you want. You know, but it's not necessarily a figure where you're gonna get a ton of articulation, a ton of poses out of it. You could get some quite nice ones, you know, but it's definitely not as posable as the SH Monster Arts. The NECAs tend to be a little stiffer, but I really like NECA. They're such well done figures, you know, and you know, this is following that path of quality Godzilla figures, and I happen to like this one very much. And you can actually get him into some cool poses, you know what I mean? Like I managed to get him in a pose where his tail is like up off the ground, and that's dope as hell, you know. So you know, there's certain positions you could get this guy in that looks kind of cool, and the posability is there. I'm not going to bend his tail, but you basically see what you could do with it, you know. And I'm not one of those guys that's going to show you every single move. As I always say, I think it's better if like you get the figure and you get a feel for it in your own hands so you could tell what it does. But yeah, the NECA has quality articulation, you know what I mean? It's not as movable as the SH Monster Arts, but you can still get them in multiple different cool poses. Yeah, so these are basically, you know, what I feel are the three best Godzilla 2014 figures. You know, you have the SH, and you can see how they all differ in screen accuracy. You have the SH Monster Arts, which is a really cool figure. But it's the Japanese version of the American Godzilla. It's not entirely screen accurate, but I happen to really, really like it very much. You have the NECA, which is getting closer to the screen accuracy of the Godzilla that we got in the movie. And then probably the most accurate would be the Bandai Creations figure, you know, which just has Godzilla bigger and bulkier all around. I think they do his legs and feet the best. They also do his head the best because he had a much bigger, boxier head in that movie. You know, so with these three figures, it's almost like, you know, the head got correct as we go, you know, the more screen accurate as we go along here. But, you know, you can't go wrong with any of these figures, in my opinion. I think these are some of the nicest 2014s to own. Yeah, I'm definitely digging the posability of this guy, and I'm loving the color of this. I like paint jobs that are more simple. I happen to like paint jobs that are, you know, this has a beautiful matte finish actually, you know, where it's like dark gray and light gray, and it almost looks, it's just dark gray. It looks almost black. And I like my Godzilla looking like that, you know? I love the charcoal look of his skin here. Yeah, I think this is quite nice. This is a figure I definitely recommend. And this figure is not even that expensive. I got this at Sneak Outs in Brooklyn. Shout out to Sneak Outs. I think you could grab this figure for about 50, 60 bucks still. And it might be the time to do so now because, you know, everybody knows Neca lost its license. So as time goes on, these figures are going to become more and more rare. And they will go up in price, you know. But this is one of the better Godzilla 2014 figures out there. And this one, of course, is a 7-inch figure in that range. They also have a 24-inch Godzilla 2014 Neca. I'd like to get that. I'm sure that's a pretty penny right now. I have to look and see if there's any available, but yeah, this is just dope, man. This is a well done figure. It's well done. You know, you gotta excuse like the eyes on a lot of these figures. You know what I mean? It doesn't, like, the painting of the eyes doesn't have to be like Picasso level. They just have to not look derpy. They just have to be straight. And luckily for me, they happen to be okay on this figure. If you could say that. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, so anyway, I highly recommend this. Go out, you get some Neca Goji 2014. And that's about it. I'm just doing several reviews leading up to Godzilla X Kong. We're almost there. Several days away, so I can't wait to go see it. And just getting you ready for it and in the mood with some reviews of Godzilla figures. And this is another nice one. All right, peace out, folks.